This lesson is about the two types of multiplication on matrices. We have the scalar product and the dot product. Scalar product, from the word itself, you have a scalar quantity, which is -8. We have learned that it's just a number, and that's a -8. And you have a matrix with this element. You would like to create another matrix, which is P. And the scalar product means only that we will just multiply the scalar quantity to each of the element of the matrix A. Therefore, this is equivalent to -8 multiplied by each of the elements of matrix A. So you will have now for matrix B to be equivalent to, for its first element, to be -8 times 7. Okay, and then you will have 8 times 4, -8 times 4, and then you have -8 times -6, and then you have -8 multiplied by 5. So our matrix B will have elements -56, which is the product of this. You have -32, and then you have +48, and then you have -40. Alright, it's like you are expanding your matrix. You are stretching it by a product of -8. And that would be about scalar product. Now, let's say, for example, you would like to have a dot product of these two matrices. You have to make sure first that you can multiply them before you can do that. Otherwise, there is no way you create another matrix, which is the product between the two matrices. Alright, now first is what you would like to know are the order of these two matrices. So this has an order of 2 by 3. So it has 2 rows and 3 columns. And this has an order of 3 by 1. You wanted to multiply them, but how do I make sure that I can multiply them by means of dot multiplication? You would notice that the inner values are the same. So this means that these two matrices can be multiplied, and they will have a product which has an order of 2 by 1. Therefore, if you would like to multiply A times B, and you would like to create matrix C, matrix C now will have a certain order, that's 2 by 1, which means 2 rows and 1 column. 2 rows and 1 column, so you only have C11 and then C12. Okay. Now let's see if this can be multiplied. So you have a matrix here which is 1 by 3. And you have a matrix here which is 3 by 1. So again, the inner values are the same. So you can multiply them, which gives us a matrix that's 1 by 1. So let's say you would like to multiply A times B, and you would like to create a matrix C. So the elements of matrix C will only be 1 by 1, so that's just a number. So that would be like C11. Now let's find out if we can multiply this. So this has an order of 2 by 3. You have 2 rows and 3 columns. This has an order of 1 by 3. Since the elements, the inner values are not the same, 3 is not equal to 1. It means that the product between A and B is undefined. Means that for whatever reason, you cannot multiply these two matrices. Okay, so there's another example. You have here a 2 by 2 matrix, and you have a 3 by 3 matrix. You wanted to multiply them, but apparently the inner values are not the same. Therefore, A times B is again undefined. Or you can use this symbol, it's fine. Okay, now let's see if we can multiply these two. You have here a 2 by 2 matrix, and you have a 2 by 2 matrix. Therefore, you will create a matrix that's also 2 by 2 since the inner values are the same. So let's